Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, are you a string breaker? What was the progression of you becoming a string breaker? Where did you start? Where are you at now? Stay tuned. All right, guys. So I hit the donut shop today again. I've just been craving jelly donuts for some reason. So my jelly donut and hot coffee of the sponsor of the day is Chia Jetling. Chia Jetling. Thank you, Chia. Chia actually writes, "Smile, Harry. Jetling here. Heed your advice from YouTube videos. Bought a Wilson Clash. Strung it with Solinco Confidential. Like it very much. Thanks. P.S. This is so stiff." It's actually kind of limp, but it's okay. I get you, man. I get you. Anyways, thanks for the coffee, Chia. Thanks for the coffee, Chia. Appreciate it so much. And then thanks for the donut today, too. I've been needing this donut fix for a while. If you want to continue my donut habit, people have told me I kind of like Homer Simpson. Donuts. If you want to sponsor my coffee habit and donut habit now, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. Thank you in advance. All right, guys. So in my 30 plus years of being in the business, stringing rackets, working with juniors, literally seeing them sometimes from birth all the way to 20 something years old and done with college and bringing their kids over. I've seen literally kids use basic synthetics when they're, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Just something like this. Everybody used PSG back in the day, just basic synthetic guts. And as they got bigger, stronger, material of the rackets got stiffer, more powerful, more open string patterns came into play. Stroke dynamics changed with more spin, more topspin, more string movement. Strings started to break faster and faster. Literally, I would never see junior when they're like 6 to 9 to 10 to 11, 12 years old for like a year, maybe 6 months. I'd have to cut the strings out, restring the racket, right? But as that particular kid got better, right, that 6 months to a year went down to 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 1 week, 2 hours. Okay. So I'm like, what in the heck? And the mom is like, what in the heck is going on? I'm like, yeah, your boy's getting stronger. He's hitting with a lot more spin. Let me tell you something about string breakers. Once you start, you can't stop. It's like Lay's potato chips, I tell people. Once you eat one, you can't stop. You just keep going, right? String breakers are the same way. Once you get into a groove and become a string breaker, it's just going to be there. You're just going to have to, it's just going to break because you know how to now. Okay? So that's when we have to start getting multiple rackets. Okay? So usually when we get down to like a month or so, the parents already start saying, this ain't going to work. We gotta get something a little stronger. So I've told you guys that my first progression is an 18 gauge. So something like this, and I'm just using Solinco as an example, because they have all the gauges available. So usually my first instinct, depending on the kid, at age 11, 12, depending on the size of the kid, is going hybrid, main, cross. Okay? Now, what I monitor is, are they breaking the cross or are they breaking the main? If they're breaking across, they're hitting it a little late. They're hitting it a little late and hitting with a lot of inside out, possibly backhand slice. Okay, so I monitor that. And if they break the cross in maybe a month and a half to 2 months, I usually keep them there for a little while. I want to see them break this main. A lot of the times, surprisingly, at that age, the main is clean. It's clean. There is no nicks on that thing. There is nothing, no wear. The wear is all here, okay? Until I see them wearing the main out or breaking the main is when I literally go straight 18. And once they start that, this process will even get further accelerated. If they can start breaking this main, there isn't much more time before I literally go into a 17. And we're usually talking about 13, 14 years old, right there. We go straight from here, right? I like that month mark because, you know, high performance juniors usually carry a couple rackets. So you know that within a month, they should be breaking it anyways, or else the strings is too loose. So, so the progression is in the 17. Again, if we can hold it for a month and with the 3 rackets, so all 3 would be strung in a month, we keep it there. We keep it there. Once that gets accelerated to 3 weeks, 2 weeks, gotta move up, guys. Gotta move up to 16 gauge. 16L, I mean. So the 125. The 125. Again, the mark for me, again, is the month for the 3 rackets, okay? I expect to see 3 rackets every month from this kid, okay? Now, there are times, and I've seen it a lot, they're literally breaking this at a rapid pace now. And we're down to literally all 3 every 2 weeks. All 3 every 2 weeks. So what happens is I check the status of the arm, I check the status of the shoulder, the wrist. If they're okay, then we progress up again. Now I'm at 16. Now I am at 16 gauge. And we see, I mean, some people, as you guys know, because a lot of you have reached out to me and say, hey, I just can't stop breaking strings, you know, and that's a big problem because you'll need to be carrying like 6 rackets, 8 rackets, and kind of have them, you know, freshly strung. Here's some advice. If you're a string breaker, do not rotate rackets. Do not rotate rackets because what's going to happen is they will all break at the same time and you will have no rackets to play with. You take the first racket, you play with it until it breaks. You take the second one, you do the same. You take the third and you do it the same. At least you know your fresh racket will give you those 2 to 4 to 6 to 10 hours. And you know that, and you're confident that you'll have that time and it will not break on you one after another. Okay? Do not rotate rackets if you are a string breaker. So 16 gauge next on this. So once we are here and you get tired of restringing all the time and you really need something that'll last you, we kind of have to switch. We'll have to switch to something a little firmer, like a tour bite. You know, a lot of the high performance kids that I work with, they're like 15, 16, 17 years old. They just straight up use this. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. You're a string breaker. This is one of the longer lasting strings out there. It is a little firmer. It is not a Hybrid G soft. It is a tour bite hard. So you'll get more snap on this, but it is a firmer, harder string that will last longer, as is something like this. Now, if you're using this, and I've seen kids, they use this stuff and they start breaking it in 2 hours too. That's the thing. You'll have to actually sacrifice playability after this. You'll have to start using like a Kevlar or something stronger on the main. I've seen kids use Kevlar on the main and like this stuff on the cross just to hold them. And usually that's holding them for like 4 hours or 5 hours. But yeah, like I've seen kids break this in literally an hour, hour and a half. Big hitters, obviously, big hitters that basically hits the same spot over and over and over again with good amount of top. So, but that's the progression of, you know, junior up to high performance junior teen, of what usually happens that I've seen. What are your experiences with it? I've heard a lot of great comments from you guys before on strings. I mean, there's things like gluing the strings together, put some string-a-lings in there to make it stop moving. You know, there are ways. Yeah, don't glue your things. I think it's illegal. Okay. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. You know, most people, they quit tennis because, you know, it's hard to find somebody to play with, right? I just feel so lucky to have my buddy Coach Rob, that we have so much in common. You know, we're both kind of follically impaired. You know, ain't that right, Coach Rob?
Us follically challenged friends have to hit together.
Yes. So I have Coach Rob. If you guys need a friend and you're follically impaired or are a bearded one and looking for your bearded mate, right? Check out Player Court. They have people that look like you, play like you, maybe act like you. Check out their site. It's playercourt.com. Your tennis buddy can teach you how to twirl.
Hopefully
You'll get it someday.
Hopefully better than that. We'll have to keep practicing, Eric.